And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Lost Odyssey. I'm your host, the RPG guy. And, yeah, so I went to the save point and saved, and I reloaded, and we're good to go. Technically, I reloaded because it's the next day. So, yeah.
Just a moment. The magic energy is strongest here, on the other side of the
Waifu!
storm. She's here.
I feel it too. Come on.
So it's time to go pay us a visit to the sorceress that lives in Kaim's old abode. And we're gonna beat it senseless.
I have a favor to ask of you.
Oh, son.
What?
So,
What the?
Magic energy.
He's freaking.
It's a Waifu. What kind of magic energy is this?
You mean you don't know?
And here's the stuff of nightmares.
Here it comes.
What's she doing? She's attacking herself.
Stop hitting yourself.
Why is she doing this?
She's crazy, that's why. Hey, if she wants to rest, let her.
No. She'll die if she continues. If she dies, who will break the seal of the Black Cave?
Oh, right, yeah. Good point.
Stop her!
Oh, me? How about that?
You heard
Yep.
me!
Oh, yeah.
So we gotta stop her from killing. Stop kidding. Stop killing yourself. Stop trying to kill yourself, brah. Stop killing yourself. There's obviously something more complicated going on here. And it is left to us to deal with it. So you'll notice right away that there are these things called bodies of thought. We can't actually deal with the sorceress at all. Technically, because all we can do is deal with the bodies of thought, which are going to attack the old sorceress. You'll notice that they are elementally specified. So what we need to do, strangely enough, is to, in a sense, deal with them at an elemental, by elemental means, right? So, yes. And now, every time I have to think about this, I always forget the order of attack. I want to say fire is strong against water. It's fire to water. Wind beats earth. Wait, no. That's not right. It's fire to water, water to earth, earth to wind, I think. And then wind gets hit by... Wait. Fuck it. I think it's that. So we'll do fire there. We'll do 2 fires. Since, they're not the stronger casters. Let's go with, water. We don't have stronger water, do we? Actually, let's turn this around here for a second. Because we don't have stronger water, we should have them do the water on Earth, right? And then we can use the stronger characters doing things like Flaris or Flera. We'll do Flera there. Let's go ahead and have her put up. We can't do anything with that. Really don't have a use for her right now, so let's have her, because I didn't set things up better. Let's do Minda. Jensen. One of them's not getting attacked, though, huh? So let's go back really quick. We need him. The thing is that these entities that we're dealing with do damage based on what's attacking them. So based on how much health they have. So my point is that I want to damage all of them in some way, shape, or form. Here would be nice. So that's really what I'm trying to figure out here, for anybody wondering. Yeah, Jensen's fine. Excuse me. Which one are we not attacking? Got water being attacked. We've got... I guess fire is not being attacked, right? Alright, let's see here how this goes. Ah, crap baskets. That's what I was afraid of. But it still works as damage, which is good. We just may not exploit all the weaknesses here. Okay, one's actually dead. And now they're going to do a lot less damage. Because they've taken damage. And we can't heal the entities, so that's something you got to think about. I believe... And she's gonna change it, I think, again. Oh, well, maybe not. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Fire, wind is weak to fire. For some reason I always forget the elemental weaknesses in this game, even while I'm in the middle of playing it, because they're so peculiar. They're so odd. The theoretical elemental, you know, weakness thing. It's so different from other JRPGs, it's hard to remember and keep track of it. Waifu? Waifu!
Sarah! What? This is Sarah?
This is our grandma? Our grandma?
Sarah.
Oh! No touch. Bad touch.
Mad at you, boy. Sarah! Sarah, it's me, Kaim! Don't you remember?
I couldn't save her. I did.
Sarah!
It's not working. Gungora's trapped her the same way he did me. She's punishing herself because she's convinced she killed Lirum. She's put up a strong barrier around herself. We need to do much more to save her.
What do I do? How do I save her?
Those kids looked a little too happy to be watching this. Not gonna lie.
Oh, she's getting ugly. Oh. Sarah, no!
Grandma! No! Listen, Grandma! You ready? Waves coming just like the morning comes.
English lyrics for Japanese words just don't fit all the time.
But soon they'll disappear into the dust. We all collide together and we fall apart. Then it all goes away. But there will come a day that our light
When the powers of Barney are at work here. You're ruining this touching moment. Yes, I am. Wow, that's not a baby stroller. That's a baby limo. Hot damn.
there will be a light that reaches us inside. To a new world full of love that sees us through. I know it, I feel it. You're heading straight home back to me.
Grandma's kind of hot. What is it? What is it? A gilf?
Sarah, it's me, Kaim. Wake up.
Waifu, wake up! Kaim, what the hell's wrong with your hair?
Yes, it's me.
I think she's going to be all right now. I don't sense any pain or fear in her magic energy.
That's good, right? She's back to herself again.
Loved you once. And I still love you.
Grandma and Grandpa are gonna need some alone time.
My memories are gone. But you, I know you're my husband. I know what we left behind in this house. Journal I kept. I know you are kind. The only man I've ever loved. I've been waiting for you.
That wasn't in Gongora's plans.
What was it?
Record keeping. Even though Gongora erased her memory, Sarah was driven back here by the longing in her heart and returned to her home. The home spirit called to her.
I could live here.
The journals she left behind provided a record of her 1,000 years of living.
Nice.
So she outsmarted Gongora in a way, not to the way to stop Gongora from what he was
I
doing.
remember how much I loved you.
I still stand by what I said. Grandma and Grandpa need some alone time.
Part of me knew that I loved someone with all of my heart, even though I had no memory of just who it was. That and the feeling that I'd lost someone precious to me.
That would be Liram.
Liram, our daughter.
Liram is no longer with us.
She was our mother. Our mother was always
Oh
singing
God, that
us
makes me
home.
so old.
And so we sang it for you, Grandma. I'm Cook. I'm Mac.
We are mac and cheese.
Nice to meet you. Cook? Mac?
Got a full dinner family here. Kaim's the prime rib.
My journal kept me living in the past.
Sarah is the delicious vegetables,
Now
and
my
the
life
children
is
are the
full
mac and
once
cheese.
again.
There you go. And Jensen's the
God has
liquor.
given us these beautiful grandchildren. Everything that happens from now on will make new memories to live in my heart. Don't you think that's wonderful? Being surrounded by these mementos is what helped me wait for you.
Nice picture. Click. Oh yeah. What a woman. Mm-mm. Fine.
Jensen just always has some little quip about every single woman in his life. So Sarah joins the party now. Waifu joins Sarah joins the party. So, yay. But we're not going to put her in yet. Not really much of a reason to, because we're still in this dungeon. You can see that she can equip various rods. So keep that in mind. As far as what I could give her with a ring, I would rather give her like osmosis ring for now. So let's see if we can still make one. If not, not gonna worry about it. Yeah, we can make one. Okay. We'll at least do that for her now, even though that's not gonna last that long. And you notice I didn't give her an accessory right away. That will be dealt with in due course, of course. Oops. Alright. So, Waifu acquired. Waifu! I guess my mild criticism story-wise is I wish there was more distance between these events. I'm one of the few people that actually would prefer a little bit more filler. Because, yeah, this is the last of the specialty characters, the immortal characters, the 1,000-year-old characters, whatever term you want to use to describe them. This is the last one of them. Now, this isn't the last character we get in our party. So, but it's already, we've acquired the last, you know, immortal character, so. Sarah, we need to go to the goats in capital. We'd like you to unseal the Black Cave.
That seal was set to prevent an invasion by Gotsa, so that Tosca wouldn't be caught up in a war.
Yeah, but just, you know, your head was screwed on wrong then.
Even with your memory gone, you acted to protect others.
The longer we leave Gongora to his own devices, the more children like ours will come to harm. Help us, Sarah.
Come.
All right. But Grandma, like I said, Grandma and Grandpa need their alone time. But before we do any of that, we've got some things to take care of, don't we? Do we not? Do we not? Indeed. We're actually going to do another dream. And the reason we're doing that dream is it actually will help us unlock things, which is important. And this will make sense in due course, of course. Alright. So we need to go over here. I believe it's this house. It's one of these two houses. So if this isn't the right house, it surely will be the next one we attempt. Because there's only freaking two. Yeah, it's this one. And once you go through the Black Cave, there's a place on the way to the salmon where the monsters gather in hordes. It's a place of very high concentration of magic energy, so you can find all sorts of incredibly potent items there. I saw just one such magical trinket there once. I was too busy running from a monster to pick it up, but who knows, it might still be there. And here we go. We get a treasure thingamajig of Norwich. I don't believe anybody else has anything relevant to say, but that was the big one. And now we're going to get two others, but at the cost of having to go through another dream thing. So let's head all the way over here, and we'll go inside the inn. Sure, everyone likes the idea of peace, but I'm sick of the same boring routine day after day. I gotta get out of this village. Not this again. Kaim recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Deep within a fart. I mean heart. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. A dream has been revealed.
So long, friend. Even when he is trying to look detached, his true feelings show through. He is timid, cowardly, and genteel. He might try his best to put on a threatening expression, but the smile that comes afterwards is indescribably sweet and almost worshipful. This is why Kaim is always telling him to forget it. This happens when they are perched on bar stools or earning a day's pay in the quarry, or walking through the marketplace, or standing on the stone-paved roadway. But why, big brother? Tubal says with a pout. He always calls Kaim big brother, and though Kaim has never asked for his companionship, he takes every opportunity to follow him around. He is worshipful in this sense. Please take me with you, big brother Kaim, when you leave this town. He begs like a child, even though he is old enough to have a regular job. Sailing over the ocean, crossing continents, traveling anywhere you like. My heart starts pounding when I imagine that kind of freedom, he says, his eyes shining like a child's. I've always wanted to meet a traveler like you, big brother. Take me with you, please. I can't stand the sick town anymore. He would grab Kaim's hand and cling to it like a little boy. And often he would look around at the people on the street or at the crowds in the tavern, openly making boyish faces at them to show Kaim his disgust. You come from another town, so you know what I'm talking about. The only thing this place has is its history. Sure, it's old, but it's half dead. Look at these people's faces. Not one of them has any spark. All they want is to get through one ordinary day after another without any problems. It's the worst place in the world. If I have to stay cooped up here much longer, I'm going to have moss growing on me. No spark? Kaim doesn't see it that way. People here behave with refinement and the mild manner appropriate to the historic city known as the ancient capital. They simply have no taste for the kind of ambitions that go with high hopes or danger. Having never set foot outside this place where he was born and raised, Tubal knows nothing about other towns. Kaim knows all too much about them, though those that used to be the left and right banks of a single town separated by only a river, but which now clash in hatred in intense and ongoing war. Towns in the grip of famine where the residents snatch food from one another. Economically flourishing towns rampant with crime, driven by greed. Towns of rotting houses abandoned by their people in search of wealth and prosperity, while just over the hill, there sparkle boom towns where the people celebrate their riches all night long. On his endless journey, Kaim has seen towns without number. And he not only thinks to himself, but says to Tubal, "This is a good town." But praise is the last thing Tubal wants to hear about his hometown. "You must be joking," he says. "Not at all," says Kaim. "This really is a good town. I'm telling you, that can't be true. No place is perfect, of course. I'm not talking about perfection. You've only been here 6 months or so. You don't know. I've been stuck in this hick town since the day I was born. You can't know how I feel. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm sick of this place. I can't stand it anymore." Kaim is not unaware of what Tubal is trying to tell him. Still, but no. Kaim shakes his head and gives Tubal a sour smile. "You know," he says, "there are some people in this world who would give anything to get a taste of what it's like to have enough peaceful days to make you bored. Well, that may be so. I think you were lucky to have been born in a town like this, where the people are so happy. When you sleep in an inn in this town, you don't have to keep your ear cocked all night for threatening sounds in the hallway. Young women can walk the streets at night without a dagger for protection. The children have plenty of plain but nourishing food, and they can play outdoors until the sun goes down. Life on the road teaches you these things. The more towns you see, the more deeply the lesson leaves its mark on you. The kinds of things that Tobal takes for granted are, in fact, the indispensable keys to happiness. Preach, brother, preach. I'm not so sure, big brother. Isn't happiness making your dreams come true? If all you need to do is go on living in peace and security, what's the point of living at all? Tobal is not just being perverse and arguing for the sake of arguing. His eyes looked on Kaim. He is asking these questions in all seriousness and sincerity. Kaim recognizes that Tobal is an absolutely straightforward fellow, and that, precisely because he had a comfortable, untroubled upbringing, he has come to feel constrained in the town where he was born. The irony of it calls forth a twinge of pain in Kaim's breast. This, in turn, provokes him to challenge Tobal. So tell me, what is your dream? My dream? That's obvious, isn't it? To get the hell out of this place as soon as possible. And go where? Anywhere but here. And what will you do when you get there? I don't know. What if you end up someplace that is not all of what you're expecting? I said I don't know, didn't I? Stop being so hard on me, big brother. I'm not being hard on you. These are things you have to think about. Well, I've had enough. An outsider like you can't possibly know how I feel.
Feels before reals, right, guys?
Though he stalks away in anger, Tobal will be back in the morning, as worshipful as ever as his big brother. He has the simple, carefree personality of a child. Tobal has a wife, the young, still girlish Angela, who he has known since childhood. Angela carries within her a crystallization of their love. Tobal will soon become a father. Tobal's parents, relatives, and friends shower their blessings upon the young couple, who will soon be young parents. But Tobal says to Kaim, I don't want this. Glowering, he all but spits the words out of the two sit at the far end of the tavern's bar. Don't want to be a father, Kaim asks, which only increased the bitterness of Tobal's expression. Tobal nods, but as if to negate this answer, he mutters, No, I'm glad enough to have a kid. How could I not be happy about that? But I don't know, I just don't want this. He can't quite put it to words, he says. He cocks his head a few times as if to explain himself, and then he swigs down his liquor. You don't have family, do you, big brother? No, I don't. What does it feel like to be alone in the world? Kaim's only answer is a strained smile. Tobal interprets Kaim's expressions in silence to suit himself. You're absolutely free, right? Of course you are. No load to bear, no leg irons. You think kids are leg irons? In a word, yes. To tell you the truth, Angela is too, and my parents. When they get old, there'll be another burden. Working every day for Angela and the kids, raising the kid, taking care of my old parents, and my life ends. That's what the birth of a child is. It's like a life sentence. You're stuck. Kaim does not nod in agreement with us. Neither does he try to argue against it. Tobal interprets his silence too as he sees fit. I know what you're thinking, he frowns. Shut up, kid, you don't know what you're talking about. Kaim says nothing. Tobal, uncomfortable, looks away. I'm glad, he says, more to himself than to Kaim. I'm glad to be having a kid with Angela. I'm going to do everything I can for them. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. You have to believe me, big brother. I really am happy. And I know I'm going to have to work hard. Yes, I know, says Kaim. I'm happy, but at the same time I don't want it. It's not that I'm embarrassed about it or anything, it's just that, I don't know. I want to give up this whole business and run away somewhere far away. So now the truth comes out, Kaim says with a laugh. What do you mean? You just said you want to run away, not travel. This is probably Tobol's true feeling, to which he gives grudging assent. I suppose so. How else can I put it? Kaim almost wishes he had been a little tougher on Tobal. How would Tobal answer if he said, for example, You know, Tobal, you started talking about traveling with me around the time Angela's belly started to swell. What would the look on Tobal's face be like if he asked, If a family is leg irons, why did you even propose to Angela? How would Tobal shift his gaze if he confronted him with this? You know, Tobal, if you want to get out of this town so badly, you don't have to travel with me. You just take off by yourself. But Kaim doesn't have the meanness to ask such questions, nor is he given the meddling in people's private affairs. Instead, he drains his cup of its last few drops and says only, Let's get out of here. Even after they have left the tavern, Tobal goes on about the stupidity of living the rest of his life in this town. The broad night sky is clear, the moon is out, and perfectly round. I'm asking you again, big brother, when you leave this town, just say the word to me. Wouldn't it be better for you, too, to have a traveling companion? Tobal is starting to go in circles again when Kaim interrupts him. Didn't you want to get out of there all by yourself? Traveling with a companion is not exactly a solo trip. No, well, you see, you're right. I'd just go part way with you. You can let me tag along for a little while, and then I'll take off on my own. You'd just slow me down. I know that. Traveling is hard, sure, and my life might even be in danger sometimes, I know that. But that's what makes it so thrilling. Risking your life is no game. Look, if it turns out to be a drag on you, you can just leave me behind. That's it. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, look, I'm ready to leave my parents and my wife and kid behind. This is never going to end. Kaim nods with a sigh and says, All right. You'll take me with you? Tobal's face lights up. I've been in this town too long, says Kaim. It's about time for me to get out of there walking with the wind in my face. Yeah, that's it. Walk with the wind in your face. Life on the road. When do we leave? It's getting pretty late in the year. You don't want to be on the road in the winter, do you? Say, how about after the snow in the pass has melted? Kaim points to the moon hanging in the sky. Oh? Tobal seems puzzled as he looks up. The night this moon is perfectly round again after it's waned and waxed. Meaning? Exactly 1 month from tonight. Tobal's face starts to move as if he wants to say something. He probably wants to say, That's too soon! His face betrays a look of hesitation and confusion that was absent when he was engaged in his usual endless chatter. 1 month from now, that's the middle of winter, big brother. I know that. Won't it be hard to go through the pass? You don't want to go? No, that's not it. If you don't like it, you don't have to come with me. I'm leaving the night of the next full moon, and that's all there is to it. Okay then, big brother, I'll go. I'm definitely in. The night of the next full moon. Angela would be having her baby right about then. The month slips by. Toward the beginning, Tobal is excited, and whenever they met her, he reminds Kaim, Don't forget your promise, big brother. After the waning moon has disappeared from the sky, however, he begins to grow more reserved. The vanished moon reappears in the sky, and as it waxes little by little, Tobal stops trailing after Kaim. Sometimes he goes so far as to slip away through the crowd when he sees Kaim approaching in the marketplace. Kaim notices Tobal's change in attitude. It is something he expected to happen and was even counting on. Hands upon her swollen belly, Angela wears a smile of deep serenity as she shops at the market. Not just Tobal, but everyone who encounters that smile of hers must surely come to realize this. The dreams of the young, to be sure, involve doing what you must and want to do. But that is not the only kind of dream there is. When people grow up, they see that there is another kind of dream, and that is to wish for the smile of the one you love and who loves you in return. To long for it always and forever. That is another kind of dream that people come to understand when they grow up. Moon! The moon is full again. In its perfect roundness, the moon floods the empty stone-paved road with brilliant light. Tobal comes running, out of breath, to the empty room where Kaim has completed his preparations to travel. Tobal is carrying nothing. He has not even changed out of his everyday clothing. Big brother, I'm sorry, he pants, gasping for breath. He ducks his head repeatedly before Kaim in apology. You changed your mind? Kaim asks, trying not to smile. No, not at all. I'm going to go. I'm planning to go with you, big brother, only... Angela went into labor as the sun was going down, he says. They called the town's most skilled and experienced midwife, but Tobo still hasn't heard the baby cry. The birth is taking much longer than it should. Angela's giving it everything she's got. My mother and father are praying for all they're worth, so at least until the baby's safely born, I want to stay with Angela. She says it calms her down to hold my hand, so, well, I really can't leave her now. Kaim nods to him with full understanding. So please, big brother, wait just a little longer. As soon as I've seen the baby born, I'll leave for home. I swear, I'll definitely go just a bit longer. Even as he speaks, his feet are stamping impatiently on the ground with the eagerness to rush back home. I understand, says Kaim. I wait until the moon is directly overhead in the night sky. Don't worry, it won't take that long. You'll just have to wait a little while, but just a very short while. No hurry, but on the other hand, I want you to promise me one thing. What's that? When the baby is born, I want you to hold it in your arms. Don't come back here until you've held the baby, understood? Tobo looks at him with a puzzled expression, but he nods in agreement and says, understood. I will do exactly that, big brother. So be sure to wait for me. Tobo charges out of the room with even greater force than when he came in. The sound of his footsteps running on the stone pavement draws away. And when Kaim is sure he is gone, a smile slowly spreads across his face. Tobal never comes back. As the moon reaches its zenith and begins to dip towards the west, signs of light appear in the eastern sky. Kaim approaches the mountain pass on the edge of town. He will be traveling alone. Edging up to the pass, he walks swiftly as if to shake off the sound of Tobal's voice remaining in his ears. Big brother Kaim, I'm sorry, big brother, I'm sorry. He can imagine the voice all too clearly, and Tobal bowing his head in abject apology. There's no need for him to hear the actual voice. Long after he has left the town, he will continue to see Tobal's worshipful smile in the eye of his mind. Tobal will not have provided much support as a traveling companion, but a journey together would likely have given them both much to laugh about. But never mind, this is just fine. Kaim tells himself, and ups his pace even more. He's not the least bit resentful or angry at Tobal for having broken his promise, quite the contrary. He would like to bless Tobal for having chosen to stay in his native place and protect his home. All the more so because this is a dream that can never come true for Kaim himself. A frigid wind tears through the pre-dawn pass. If the cries of a newborn baby could ride on that wind to be heard up here. Kaim chuckles at the thought. Will Tobal abandon his dream to leave his hometown? Or will he start looking for another big brother? who will help conceal his fear of going on the road alone. Kaim has no way to tell. Best to leave it unresolved. Tobal could not take to the road the night his child was born. The hands with which he held his newborn baby were useless for travel preparations. If only for that reason he took one step toward becoming a grown-up. Let's go, Kaim mutters to himself as he crosses over the pass. Look, Angela, he's smiling. The happy smile that Tobal fixes on his baby will be travel companion enough for Kaim until he reaches the next town.
That's more of a truth or like a truthing story than anything else. And we get some treasure information. Yay! And we can actually, I believe, dreams. I'm not there either. Anyway, let's back out. Okay. A lot of reading, I know. Wait. We're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Alright, so let's go ahead and head back outside. As we have things to do. We've been given treasure information. Yes, you heard correctly. Treasure information that I pretty much plan on collecting pretty much now. So one of them is going to be here at the Northern Cape. So we go to Northern Cape, and we look on our map as we travel through the Cape. You can see on the map there is a star in the corner, because that was the hint we have, and we have a hint pretty much from earlier that we haven't dealt with yet. And this is really just for magic. We get Ailment Void, which spell-wise, again, is one of those things that is more situational than anything. Increase one party member's ability to evade status ailments. If you just set your characters up to be immune to the elements in the first place, you probably aren't going to use that. However, if you're blind playing the game, it's kind of useful because you may not know what enemies are going to hit you with, so, you know, if so facto, there's not much more I can really tell you about that philosophy. The philosophy is really just that of using that spell is that if you really don't know what's going to happen, then that's one way to protect yourself from the negative issues that are affiliated with that. So, with that said, we will continue on. Now, we know that there's a treasure in the Black Cave now, but we've got another treasure hint as well. And that's going to be here, I believe. I believe we got it. We'll find out in a minute. Whoops. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something.
Idiot!
Idiot! I'm an idiot! Go back to the village. We'll enter through the south. I forgot to talk to one of the guys. Actually gives you another treasure hint. Derp, 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 derp. Derpity derp. Alright, so really quick, let's go talk to one of those guys. And they're not there. I think they're still in the bar somewhere, though. Ah, son of a bitch, they're not. Oh, no, I'm gonna have to reload. So, yeah, what it is you're supposed to talk to one of those guys and they give you a treasure hint. We'll check the town really quick. They might be in the town somewhere. So that's missable. Yeah, he's not in here. I don't know why I checked in there. But yeah, we needed to talk to one of those guys. And so I think the last place we saved was right before we picked up Sarah, so. Again, we'll just talk around to, I forget what they kind of look like already. But I think that they were a one-time thing, so. If you didn't talk to him at the table, you miss out on that goodie. Yeah. Ah, crap baskets. All right, let me go ahead and get us back to this point. It won't take very long. And I'll make sure to show you how to get the treasure hint that we missed out on. Okay, made it back through here. I just finished going through the memory again, the dream. So let's now talk to them. Not this again. Sure, everyone likes the idea of peace, but I'm sick of the same boring routine day after day. I gotta get out of this village now. Really quick, I want to say. You know what? I think I screwed up again. Not in a bad way, though. No, I don't want to go in there. There's another treasure hint. I know there's another one in this inn somewhere. I thought it was with these guys. I guess, well, we got the one from them already. Let's see here. Because at this point, there's no other option, then it has to be somebody else that gives it to me, and I just don't remember who. Ah! Okay. Alright, so, yeah. See, my memory is not always that good, so I went through all of that. I fought that sorceress battle again for no reason whatsoever. Alright, well, it's fine, it's fine. And so that means that treasure hint's technically not missable. It's missable, but it's not permanent, like permagon. It's not like you can't go back and get it later. Okay. Well, we're gonna go to the mansion first, and then we'll go to the cape. That way you guys get to see what this is. So yeah, I knew there was another treasure, but I thought it was one of those two guys that gave it. But they gave us the one already, and then they disappear, so. And I know that there's gonna be missable stuff coming up. Hence why I'm making such an adamant issue of collecting these things, because that can become a problem. But yeah. Anyway. And, you know, it's nice to show you the 100% findings of this game. But it's another spell, I believe. It's Virus. Which, for anybody wondering, let's take a look at it. It is Spirit Magic. There it is. Inflicts virus on one enemy. It's a pretty good spell. Pretty good. And then we'll go grab the one that's over at the Northern Cape. So it's the bartender that has it. How embarrassing, brah. So we'll go grab the other spell again, which we already know where and what it is. And now I'm going to get to the point here to end the episode. Now that we have access to Sarah, the last of the characters who learn abilities from other characters, she is very much outclassed by the ones we've been grinding, right? So what do you think I'm going to do? Is exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to take her to the Numara Atoll. We're really going to teach her Jensen's 2 accessory skill right off the bat. We're going to teach her high-level magics that she doesn't know to get that out of the way. And then we're going to teach her casting, I would say casting support skills while she's learning immunities. Those are going to be the big focuses of the grinding session there. And then it's going to be a while before we go back to Numara Atoll and do anything else. But really, for what it's worth, this is, like I said, there's going to be, no more than 4 Numara Atoll trips. There shouldn't really be more than that. Give or take. There's exclusions to this that can be somewhat pointed out. But for the most part, we're not going to be making a big habit of going back and forth between Numara Atoll and coming here all the time. The point of coming here, as often as we're coming here, is really to deal with getting and ensuring that Sarah is prepared for what's coming up. And really the best way to do that is to just get these specific abilities sorted out and done and over with. So as you can see, we're going to take Mac out, or Ming and Mac are out, because the stuff Sarah needs to learn are right now primarily are going to be from Jensen and Cook. Okay, and then obviously we'll go into skills. Oops. And we will skill link to Jensen with the 2 accessories. And while we're at it, we're going to add an accessory as well. We'll also give her an osmosis ring. I'll make one in a minute to give her. We don't care about the black-white magic thing. She's got, I think she comes with level 4 black-white magic already. So like I said, it's really to get these big ones out of the way, right? So what does she come with? Anti-petrify, so we don't have to work on that. Relax, and yeah, level 4 black-white magic. So that's one less thing we have to work on, and she's skill linked appropriately for the time being. Now, with that said, we only have currently 1 caster of Gamble, so we are going to take out, for the moment, take Sarah out and put in Mac. Or take Seth out, rather, and put in Mac. Derp. Alright. So we're pretty much set up for our grinding session. And now, I will be frank, we'll get Sarah to about probably level 40. She'll still be behind everybody else. I'm not going to get her all the way up to 48. But she will get all the skills necessary to have her in with Ming and vice versa. You don't need to have Sarah and Ming in the party at the same time, except maybe in boss battles. So we constantly want her to keep learning other skills. The important thing is to get her levels up to even with the rest of the party, as well as get her the relevant skills. So this will only take maybe an hour to do. I shouldn't take us much longer because we are quite skilled at killing bad guys, at killing these enemies. And the other thing is you'll notice that Cook and Jensen are not 48, so this will probably get them to 48 with everyone else. So really it'll be Seth and Sarah who are a little further behind when it comes to their levels, but that's okay. Okay, they will catch up as the game continues. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/JackTartStudios for more live gaming action that you don't want to miss out on, as well as our Chairman of the Board tabletop show that meets on Sundays and Tuesdays at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes we start a little later. And our Hobo Head Crab Blind Play show, which is about every other week on a Thursday, except once a month we do it on a Friday. So yeah, sometimes, so usually we do it 2 to 3 times a month, and it's Hobo Head Crab blind playing through classic JRPGs and getting his specifically unique reactions, and they're pretty awesome just watching him go. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you guys next time.